I'm Aussie Villain, welcome to episode 49 of Aussie Cluff, our bid to return Nottingham Forest to the top of European football, and this is it. This is probably the last season we'll get before Football Manager 19 comes out, so we're calling this also the quest for the third star, hashtag third star, if we're doing the Twitter thing. But let's see, we have spent money. We have spent over £100 million. We're going to get to transfers in a second, but let's just have a look at pre-season, and you'll see there's one glorious result there, which means little in real life, doesn't it, in reality, but it was nice to get it anyway. But let's start at the top. It was Zenit St. Petersburg up first as I look at my notes. We dominated this game. It was a good first up performance. We probably should have scored more goals. You can see Novikov and Perez did get the two for us though. Then we went and played Atletico Nacional of Colombia, I believe. Now we weren't our best at this game, but we did finish strong, as you can see. 2 goals late on from Ortiz and Perez. Again, Perez has been absolutely prolific in pre-season, by the way, so if we can keep that up for the season proper, then we will be looking nice. Then to get the hat-trick of the 2-0 wins, we got one more over Anderlecht. I know we were dominant in this game, but we just didn't quite take our chances. You can see a new name there, Olanju, Short, and Quijano. 2 of the more difficult names in the squad to pronounce, I would say, but 2 early goals there got us the win. Then we started to kick into gear, didn't we? 4-0 against Club Brugge. This was another strong, dominant performance. You can see Ortiz, Kowalski, and Tsu from Perez in this game, which was nice, wasn't it? As I said, Perez, prolific. You'll see it again. And then here it is. Look at this. Why, oh why, didn't we play like this in the Champions League final? 5-1 against Barcelona. And they only scored from a penalty as well. Now, watch out for Kowalski's goal. At the end of this episode, we'll have our goals of the month for the best goals of pre-season. Watch out for Kowalski's goal. It was an absolute belter. But Perez, again, Ortiz with 2, obviously, Kowalski, and Elazar putting the icing on the cake in the 92nd minute. Then we played Real Madrid. You can see I wanted to try and test this a little bit in pre-season. We got a 1-1 draw. It was an even game. You can see Callum Mosley got the goal right on the stroke of half-time. They equalised just afterwards. The downside to this game was Mosley did injure himself. Not too severely, but he is going to miss the start of the season, which is a little bit of a habit Mosley has, isn't it, of getting injured in pre-season. But I think it's fractured ribs, and it's about a month, so it's not the end of the world. He will be back relatively soon. Then we played Paris. This was another even game. You can see 94th minute, they won the game. They got the winner. So it's a little bit disappointing to lose so late on with that. So they're only lost in pre-season. But like I say, it was an even game against a very good team, and we can hold our heads up high with that one. Then Mason Slater, another new name that you will have noticed there. This was a deserved win, but our finishing wasn't at its best. But not 75th minute, he popped up. First goal for the club and got us yet another win in pre-season. Defensively too, looking pretty sound, isn't it? To only concede 3 goals against some very good teams, I was pretty happy with. Now for the transfers, this is what I know you're all waiting for. Let's get rid of the outs first, because you'll see I wanted to just make sure we were going to be very, very competitive this year, and we've sold £34 million worth of players. First up, Curtis Jones off to Bournemouth. I said he wasn't really, no one was really playing well until Kowalski came in that attacking midfielder role. So we've shipped him off. If you're not going to play good enough, then you are out the door. Les Lloyd, now the Australian that we signed. Now he was essentially I think we got him on a free transfer. We sold him to Arsenal for $6 million. There is a very good player in there. I'm very confident of that. He's 21. A good player is maybe 2-3 years down the line. This is our last season. We'll get him out the door for some money. Toth. Now, brilliant going forward. We got £9 million for him. He's worth a little bit more than that, but unfortunately that was the release clause in his contract. We were paying him $34,000 a week. He's just not good enough defensively, if I'm honest. That's the reason we got rid of him. We need someone that's going to be better defensively. It's a risk, I'll be honest, because Toth was very good for us at times, but he is out the door for $9 million. Charlie Clark, we took a bit of a punt on him. I think we got him for next to nothing. We made a bit of a profit on him. It was a bit of a nothing signing that one in the end. A Rosa, $9.5 million to Celtic. Again, there is a very good player in here, but I'm just not convinced he's going to be as good as the scouts initially thought he was going to be. And to get $9.5 million, again, it's just something that we could reinvest for a better player. And Ole Gunnar Zilor, sorry mate, we've sent you out to Leeds. He wanted to leave. His contract was up next season. Again, we're paying him $22,000 a week, which was ridiculous money, really. So yeah, he's gone out to Leeds. He'll have a good career. I think they're in the Championship out there. He'll have fun. And so that's the end of Zilor, and again, it's a little bit more money into the kitty. Now, let's have a look here. Now, you can see we've smashed our transfer record, £73 million, rising to $110 million. Now, the extra money is if we win Champions League, Premier League, stuff that we don't have to worry about because it's our last season, realistically. But let's have a look at Mason Slater. This is essentially our upgrade on Curtis Jones, and I think you'll agree, quite the upgrade. Those physical stats are very, very good. If I can roll over here to have a look at this vision and passing, 17 and 17. Determination is good, and leadership as well. I think he's our vice captain straight away, 24, so he's a good age. Still valued at 76 million, 100 grand a week. We did have to slightly overpay because he was at Manchester United to kind of get him out the door, but I sweet talked him into coming, and so very, very happy to have Mason Slater on board. Watanabe, got there eventually. 11 million from Celtic. Now this guy, he is, as you see, a midfielder. We're playing him as a defender, a ball-playing defender. You can see good strength, good in the air, tackling's decent, passing though is what's really good. I just think him playing the ball out of the back for us will be very good, and we can use him in midfield if we need to. He has good vision as well, so I'm hoping he'll be someone that can sort of build plays up from the back for us. I think 11 million wasn't too bad for him, to be honest. So we got him in from Celtic. Then our Stefano Olanju. This is our replacement for Toth. You can see 22. His physicals aren't maybe as good as Toth, but still very, very good. He's better in the air as well, but he's tackling, he's going forward as good, if not better. So that's why we sold Toth, basically, to get in this guy. He's going to be a much better all-round player, I think. 18.5 million, again, rising to 25. Any of the additional fees, it's just if we win the Champions League, so it's not that big of a deal for us. This is who we got in to replace Rosa. It's Lissandro Recalde, I guess you would pronounce that. And we can see again, just an upgrade all around. Vision 18, passing of 15, getting good decisions, good determinations. Physical stats aren't bad either. Again, I think you can agree he is all round an upgrade on a Rosa. And look at the fee, we paid 5 million for him. We almost doubled, it's almost half of what we sold a Rosa for. So I think all around that was a good piece of business. And we needed a backup keeper, so we've gone and got Jordan Pickford, guys. 34 years old now, not in his prime. You can see we paid 5 million for him. We had to pay 96 grand a week for what essentially is a backup keeper, which I'm not thrilled about. But I was trying to get him on loan, and we were essentially going to have to pay all these wages and then a loan fee that was almost 5 million anyway. So I figured we might as well just sign him. You can see he's could be sold on for more potentially, but at 34, probably not. But is he as good as Vazquez? Maybe, to be honest. But my plan is that he will be there as a very good backup. Worst case scenario, though, we have 2 very good keepers, which is what we need because we don't want a keeper going down injured, costing us a chance to win the Champions League or, of course, the Premier League title. So that's the signings. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm pretty happy with what we've done. I think we have definitely upgraded in every position. The only position I'm a little bit worried about, if we go to the squad, is the left back situation. I did try to get somebody in, but we just are out of money, essentially. So you can see we still have Scando, who is decent enough. 22 years old, still may improve a little bit, and of course Aussie Chris as well. Aussie Chris is actually the better defensive player now, and almost a better attacking player as well, to be honest. So they'll be battling it out. I did have somebody lined up, an England international left back to sign, but the dumbass went to Tottenham instead. Tottenham, who are mid-table at best these days. So that's what we have. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty confident. I think our strikers were good, to be honest. We've just got a little bit of extra depth into that attacking midfielder position. So I think we're going to have a good season. And we're going to start that season right now against Liverpool. So let's have a look at the team that we're sending out to do that. It is, of course, you can see the Friday night. It's the opening game of the Premier League season. If we just quickly have a look here at what the scouts think. I don't usually put this on the channel, but I thought just to show you guys sort of how I go about my scouting. Let's have a look at where the assist locations are coming from, and if we have a look at the types of goals, a few headed goals here. Headed goals are actually quite a high percentage of how they score. Crosses, though, all their assists come from crosses. Now, what that tells me is that we need to play a high line because it's harder to score from a cross if the line is pushed up the field. So we'll just go into our tactics here. This is what we do. We just amend it to a slightly higher line. Everything else there I'm pretty happy with. The team shape is fluid, might be a little bit of a risk just because there's a lot of new players in there, so maybe we should be a little bit more structured, but you only live once, so let's see how we go here. So this is the team we're sending out for the first day of the season. It's Vazquez in goal. It's Watanabe, I'm going to struggle with that, Buzanel and Quijano across the back. It's Olanju, Olanu, and down the right, Scando down the left. Griffiths and Slater starts in midfield, so box-to-box midfielder. Kowalski in behind Perez, who I said has been prolific in pre-season, so he gets a nod with Ortiz up top. Come on, boys, let's see what we can do here. Hopefully, a good 3 points to start the season off. Okay, so there's 2 debutants there in the Liverpool defence, so maybe we can take advantage of that. We have 3 debutants in our starting lineup. So what we want to do here, do it for the fans. I can get behind that. And then what we want to do is our debutants, we just want to quickly tell them in a calm voice that there's no pressure on them. I do find that works best for debutants, although they haven't really responded. Oh, there we go. He's relaxed. And then Mason Slater, of course, is the other one. No pressure on him. The rest of them will give them the old calm, we have faith. And then hopefully we'll go and get our season underway. What will hopefully prove to be a very successful Champions League and Premier League winning season underway. Alright, here we go. Jordan Cameron, of course, the big Aussie we had at Villa, gets us underway. Very boring early highlight there, wasn't it? Wait for the 5th minute or so, then we'll give them some encouragement here. Very early days, but very even as well, isn't it? Vazquez, I think, as I said before, I think Vazquez and Pickford, that could be the big selection dilemma, I think. I don't know. I don't know who we should go with. It might be one of those of, whoever's got the jersey keeps it till they lose it kind of thing. And I think Vazquez certainly last season earned the right to start as number 1. I wasn't expecting to sign someone of Jordan Pickford's quality, to be honest, but we needed a backup and there was nothing available to loan that was any good, so that's why we went and splashed the cash a little bit on a keeper. Certainly £96,000 a week on the bench for a backup keeper is questionable, isn't it, at best, but it's what we had to do. Let's see here, we're somewhat keeping the ball, not necessarily passing it to each other's feet, but in the vicinity. It's a nice little turn there from Slater to Griffiths. Griffiths goes over. That's a nice ball for our little Italian friend, Olanu. Olanu gets the cross in. It's there. It's a goal for Ortiz. We'll give them some praise for that because I think they deserve it. That was, Marco who? That was brilliant from Toth, wasn't it? From Toth. It was Toth-esque from Olanu. Good cross in. You'd question the heading ability of the defenders there. Ortiz probably shouldn't be beating you in the air, but that's not our concern. That's for whoever Liverpool manager is to worry about. And that's 1-0 to the good guys. Hopefully the first of many this season, isn't it? Let's give them some encouragement here when we can. I think it just flashed up there. There we go. And see what we can do. So let me know, as I said in the comments, what you think of the transfers. The goalkeeping, that's the big question now, isn't it? Is it Vazquez or is it Pickford? Did we get a good look at Vazquez's stats? If we can hold it over here while we're in no highlight mode. That's what we have to work with there. I think Pickford is maybe a little bit better in some ways, but not in others. It's the reflexes that I look at, and they're about even. So maybe we should be looking at starting Pickford. Oh, it's not good defending from the set piece. You could even say that was poor defending from the set piece. Let's say demand more. That wasn't good enough. Maybe a concentrate would have been better. We don't need to see a missed header again, do we? Really frustrating that Perez is not having a good game because he was absolutely smashing them in pre-season. The goals of the month for pre-season is almost a Perez special, to be honest. He was just scoring from everywhere. We might need to give them... We haven't played that badly, but we haven't been great. Is the halftime team talk and assertive I'm not happy? I think it might need to be. Everybody looks fired up, so we'll just get straight back out there, and we need to see improved performances here, don't we? If we're looking at subs, Kowalski wasn't great either. Kowalski's one of those guys that you never really want to take off because he can just produce something out of nothing. Can he do it here? Actually, almost. We do have Elazage on the bench, who could come on quite easily in place of Perez, I think. We'll give them some encouragement here and just see... Kowalski's gone backwards. Do we take... I know what we might need to do here. Kowalski's motivated, but he's not playing well. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take Kowalski off for Recalde here. We're going to drop Recalde back in. We're going to play him as an advanced playmaker on support. We're going to play Slater as an attacking midfielder on attack. We'll go on attack, and we'll go from that. Now it's his debut, so we're telling him there's no pressure on him tonight. And let's see what we can do here. We do, of course, have Joey Joyce on the bench as well. We have so many good options this season. I'm really, really happy with £100 million well spent, I think. Now, of course, the problem that we could run into is getting off to a bit of Teaser's injured. Is getting off to a bit of a slow start because we have so many new signings. Ideally, we will win this game. Away from home, though, it is Liverpool. I do wonder if a draw isn't an acceptable result, if not a good result. The difficult thing is we don't know how good Liverpool's going to be this season, do we? So, I mean, a draw here could be a wonderful result, or it could turn out to be a quite miserable result. We'll tell them to push forward here. We've got some nervous-looking players, which isn't ideal. Do we want to make... Oh, we've got a set piece here. Buzzanell over it. Can we get something from here? Look at the space for our wingers. We've gone for Slater. He's lost the ball. That tells me maybe later on we should look to exploit the flanks, perhaps. This is looking dangerous. We've got a man unmarked at the back post. We've gone into him. Vazquez has made the save. Oh, that was not great. Alright, corner comes in. Can we win that header? We can. Elizage gone back in though. We need to get in front of this. Get in front. Good tackle from Quijano. It's still there though. It's still bouncing around. No, get it, clear it. Oh, it's not the best place to clear it, but it's worked. Can we launch the counter attack now, Elizage? Back to Quijano. What are you doing, Elizage? Just boys. No, Watanabe. It's getting a bit late in the day here, but let's tell them to exploit the flanks, and let's maybe... Do we go a bit more direct? Let's just try going a bit more direct and see if it works. We have some pace up front, and we have Elizage, some height and strength, and it's not working at all, is it? Oh, what are we doing? So, defensive set piece work this week in training, boys. I think we can say that's going to be what we need to do. Hopefully, this is going to be a full-time whistle. It is. 1-1. Hanging on in the end, and I don't think we can complain that we weren't... We had to have more shots on target. Potentially more better chances. More better chances doesn't sound right, does it? We'll just say unlucky. It's the first game of the season. We'll just have to move on from that, won't we? So there it is, 1-1, opening day of the season. Got the lead, couldn't quite hang on to it, which was disappointing. He's out for pulled hamstring, 2 to 3 weeks. Not the start we wanted, was it? Hopefully there'll be an international break in there somewhere. Watanabe makes a debut. But there we go, guys. That's it for the first episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you hit like. If you're new, subscribe. This is going to be a big season as we make the quest for the 3rd star on the Nottingham Forest crest. We'll come back next time, end of the month. So I guess we'll play Tottenham off screen, and then we'll come back for Manchester United and Leicester. By that stage, or actually no, we have a Champions League game there, won't we? So what we'll do next time then is we'll come back for Leicester and our first game in the Champions League group stage. We'll know who it is by then. I will tweet out the group once we know. So at Aussie Villain, if you want to give that a quick follow, or just keep an eye on it if you don't want to follow me, and I'll tweet that out once we know the group. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you for watching, and please enjoy our best goals of pre-season. Take care.